Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of rise and shine. I'm your boy Matthew, aka Lefty Lucky, and I'm joined here as always with
Jason. What's up?
And I got a special guest here today. Some of you may know him as L.TEEZ.
What's up?
I know him as Lee.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on the podcast this week.
Thank you very much.
Been a long time coming too, because we've been trying to work this out since like the summer.
I know, man. Finally, I'm here. Yeah.
It's good, man. It's good, man. All right, so I always like to start us off by asking, how's your week going? How's the mental health, gentlemen?
I'll let the guys go first.
Good. I started a new school for sound engineering and stuff. So the first couple of weeks is kind of hard, a lot of information being thrown at me right away that I'm not really familiar with. So it's always scary, but exciting at the same time, So yeah, and the weather's beautiful too. Like all the trees and shit, like that's my shit. Like the red, like the different colors.
You're a fall guy?
Yeah, I'm a fall guy. This is my birthday during fall too. So like,
when's the birthday?
It was October 16th.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Happy belated, bro.
Thank you, man. So yeah, things are pretty good. Thanks for asking.
What about you, Jason?
I'm going crazy, man. Nah.
You're going crazy?
No, I'm not going crazy. Not yet.
You already setting in a depression since the weather's changing, Frank?
No, man. I'm still petty from what the stuff from last week.
Oh, get over that shit,
No,
man.
it'll never
Move
happen.
on,
I'm King Petty.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
my new name, King Petty.
You need to learn to let go.
I don't let go of stuff. I let go when I'm happy.
Ugh, we had a
not
little
happy.
tiff with our old network, and
Okay.
he just won't let go of the shit.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't care.
I'm just saying. It
Some
was.
shit went down.
Yeah, basically, I was like, look, if that's how you feel, we'll go back to how we do things. And I'm like, now that we're done, we move forward. Him, he just, fuck this shit. I don't like the way we did this. I don't like this. It's like, just let it go.
I like being petty.
He has to find his zen.
50 petty, like 50 petty, like
50 petty,
50 petty?
close to it. Close to it. I wouldn't say
We gotta help him
petty is
like
pretty petty.
either learn some meditation, like find his zen.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need. You need to like find your center and just.
Yeah.
So when shit like that happens, it's whatever, man. Rolls off the back like water.
I'm a very calm person. I just like to, an eye for an eye. I don't care if everyone goes blind as long as I'm happy.
Totally.
That's what it is.
One day you'll understand, man. One day.
Please.
Anyways,
Palpatine said the same thing, and he's coming back for another movie.
we can get into that later.
There you go.
We can get into Star Wars
30-something years later, and he's
Let me
back.
start with my week first. All right. As for me, man, the week was overall pretty good. Though I had like one situation that I don't know if it's because of the time of year, but essentially, like, have you ever been dirty macked before?
Dirty Macked.
Like you know what dirty macking is, right?
No.
Okay, essentially, like dirty macking is when like I'm not saying I did this. I'm not somebody who does this. I hate this. But you see somebody that you like, and they're like either talking to someone or with someone, and you essentially like say dirty shit about them so that their partner that they're with or the person that they're talking to doesn't feel them anymore, right?
Oh yeah.
So that someone did that to me.
Wait.
And
That was interesting. Someone did that to you?
Yeah.
Someone you know?
Well, I don't know them personally, but like acquaintances.
You know of them?
Yeah, like
you guys know.
I
each
know
other.
of them. They know of me. So it's
okay.
like it's nothing like
Like
we're
if you
tight.
see each other, like you'll like
it's
shake
cool.
your head, like,
or at least I thought it was cool, But yeah, like nothing like that. Like we're chill, but like the person that they're trying to get with, he apparently found that like they were trying to get with me. So then they started telling the girl like, oh, he's like polyamorous, right? Like he always has like multiple girlfriends and shit. I mean, which now I don't have any. Like, I mean, I haven't had since the summertime, since like I told you guys before. But it was like you're using the fact that I've been in like polyamorous relationships and shit like that to like get this girl to not fuck with me. But in the end, it actually just made her want to fuck with me because she didn't want anything serious. So it kind of backfired on him. I'm just like, yo, if you don't got game, it's one thing, but don't try to bring me down in the process of you trying to find yourself, man.
Often though, that's
I know, and like that's the thing that like I find is so grimes. It's like, yo, why do people think talking shit about somebody is gonna get them anywhere. If anything, it just makes me look at you like, yo, I can't tell you anything. Like, because how if this is the way you're talking about someone,
it works though sometimes. Like I think,
I'm not saying
I think
doesn't.
everybody's done that though.
I'm not saying it doesn't work because I'm sure for some people, like if they hear one bad thing, like depending on how they are, they're just gonna be like, oh, fuck that person without even like doing research. I mean, you see it all the time on social media.
Have you ever done it to someone? You've never done it?
Dog, never.
I would never do something like that.
Never.
That's
Actually, no. I'll preface it like this: maybe in high school because that's some high school
Yeah,
shit.
but that's what I'm talking about.
You know that, but that's high school shit. But like
Really,
as an
though?
adult,
I worked in high school.
you do that?
That's what I'm saying.
but that's like as an adult. But like you know, sometimes it's not even like intentional.
adult,
You know what I'm
that's why,
saying?
yeah.
Like you may just be like. You find out the girl you have a crush on has a crush on somebody else, like that person has a crush on them too, and you say something stupid, but like in high school, that's like high school shit to do, you know. Whereas, as an adult, who the fuck does that?
yo, who was
Yeah,
that person?
that's
You should said you want the smoke like Street Profits.
But what smoke is there to have? You failed.
But still, that's someone who's like liable to do.
You should just
most
get
likely
the
do that
girl,
again.
bro.
Huh?
You should just get the girl.
Yeah, and that's the craziest part too. Like, I wasn't even trying to get with this girl. You know, like we've had shit in the past, but they just figured because we were talking that like that's the situation. But all you ended up doing was making the situation where now I have the option of, do I want to run and do this?
Yeah,
I mean, now that I know she's down,
People are jealous types like that. You know,
dog, it's sad.
a lot are
It's
though.
beta behavior. It's disgusting. Need to grow the
Toxic.
fuck up.
It's toxic.
It
Yo,
is toxic.
Put the dude on blast.
This is me putting them on blast. I'm not gonna say their name. They're not even worth that. Like, we don't. No free press. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, those are people you put on blast. Just
no
to-
free
just-
press.
It's not free press.
You don't
It's-
deserve
Now, when
free
you
press.
see him, you know, and you
Exactly.
approach him. And
I would say it's free ridicule.
When we see each other, we'll have a conversation
exactly.
and we'll leave it at that. But I'm not giving you free press.
Free ridicule, man. Free
Fuck
ridicule.
out of here. This is more than you deserve. Considering
I don't know.
you doing this made me win. But it's like, yo, I'm just saying this as to the people that are our listeners. Don't do that shit. That shit's trash.
Don't do it.
You in high school, you 14 years old, grow the fuck up.
Don't do it.
God
Hey,
damn.
man.
Yeah.
All right. Now I got that rant out the
Rant
way.
of the week.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at me, man.
Yeah.
Don't be mad. Could get into a bit of the guest and why we brought him here.
Yes.
Now, Jason, I hope you listened to his EP.
I had no time. I was looking for an apartment to say, I'm sorry.
All good.
Horrible.
You'll
Nah.
have time.
I
I'm
sent him
sorry.
the link
It's
and
on all
everything.
streaming
I do have
platforms.
the
See
link.
how he does it? No, I'm joking.
You know how he does, but I'll share your thing to everything in the world.
No, I've been bumping the EP from time when you told me about it when we did like the soccer shit, right?
Really?
And like in all honesty, like if I thought it was trash, I would have never tried to get you on.
But that's when
I hope so.
that time is when he let us listen to it. When you told us about him when you came in from the I forget the fundraiser.
The
again.
Goal Initiative.
Yeah,
Yes,
Goal Initiative.
yes.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Goal Initiative.
And then for those that are listening, he has a EP. It's called the Half Full EP.
Yeah, the Half Full EP.
It's about what, 6 songs, 7 songs, something like that. Yeah, man. Like I said, since we talked about it from Goal Initiative, and I bumped it, and I was like, yo,
Really?
I fuck with this shit. That's why I've been like trying to get you on since the
Damn.
summertime.
Thank you.
And I was just like, I just wanted to talk about like your process for that. You know, like how did you decide like music was your thing, and then how is like this sound that you're doing? Because it's kind of like that hip hop jazz feel. Like
Yeah,
it's fucking
exactly.
dope as shit. Which
thank you.
it's the hip hop I fuck with. So like, how did this style and this sound become you?
So I've been rapping for a while. I've been like on the low, like rapping for like 9 years. Like, so, you know, so I kind of started when I started doing shows when I was like 16 and stuff, and then I kind of I was getting like some traction, you know, between my friends, and I started taking seriously, and that's when I started taking seriously. I started finding a sound, you know, like I'm really big into like jazz and R&B and soul, so I wanted kind of to infuse that with hip hop, you know, which it's been done, and it's everybody, like a lot of people do it. But it was kind of finding that sauce, you know. So this project, I did it last year. It came out October of last year, so almost a year ago. And this was like really my first like official project, you know. So I kind of I put everything into it. I made a lot of beats with someone called Jay Century. He's a super dope producer. He's produced for like Nate Husser and like a lot of. He works with Dirtwork, and so a lot of big producers. And I sat there with him in most of the songs. For the songs I made with him, 2 other songs I got from other producers, but it was a really cool process, you know, to make an EP like that, you know. And I'm proud of my project. Yeah.
No, for sure. Like I said, and like the crazy thing too is like it's the 6 songs, but every song, like it's rare like you get an EP from somebody that's brand new and you like every song on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and like I said, it's mostly because like that sound that you got where it has that like old school soul feel to it where you can literally just like vibe out to this shit, you know, like listening on the metro, you're just like kicking back and your ride is a lot quicker as a result of it. So no, man, I really fuck with that sound, man.
Thank you.
But I was also thinking too, like, because you were telling me how you went on tour. So like, how many cities have you seen as a result of this? Where have you been at?
I was kind of really lucky with the touring. I've got some really good. I ended up opening for Earth, Wind and Fire in Paris.
Nice.
At this venue called l'Olympia de Paris. So it's like this super mythical venue. Like the Beatles played there, Jimi Hendrix. Also, like in next to Lyon in France, a jazz festival called Jazz à Vienne. I got to open up for Black Star.
Nice.
So Mos Def and Talib Kweli, and that was my biggest show. That was like 7,000 people in like this Roman antiquity arena.
Yeah,
and there was also I've also been to Japan, been to Korea. I've been to Portugal, and all of this off of one EP, man. So all these other, I was really lucky, you know, to be able to travel and to do what I love and to visit all these other countries, you know, like doing this at 23. I was really fortunate and lucky, you know, to it's just crazy when like you're just traveling and like you're just. Like I was in Tokyo, and it's just like if you ever get to go there, it's just like insane.
Yeah,
like
sure, because it's like a completely different culture than what we have here. Like
it's
complete
so
180.
intense. There's like lights and sounds everywhere, and just like man, like it's like an
culture
LSD
shock.
trip basically. I was just there, and like I'm like, you know, like this is crazy, and like, you know, not all my shows are big, you know, like man, especially in Asia, most of my shows were small, but. Doesn't really matter, you know, like.
But even with that, it's like just the fact that one EP you're able to do all this, and the biggest thing for you is to be able to do these shows because that's how you get your most exposure. You know, it's how you get to, especially when you're going to like internationally, get these different cultures to basically spread what you are about. And then also at the same time invite them into what you're completely about, and then have that mix go together. So no, that's pretty dope.
So
man.
So after after like all these shows that I did last year, you know, I kind of like now have a bag of shows, and I was able to play this year at the Jazz Fest in Montreal. So that was like my dream show, you know, because I've always been like into music. I went to Face School, which is not too far from here.
Face is a music school, right?
Well, it's pretty much a fine arts.
It's a fine arts school. I only went there for elementary, you know. But I have someone in my immediate family also that works a lot in the music industry. So like I was just born in it, you know, and like I have a big repertoire of music that I listen to, you know, like I'm not like stuck in one genre type of thing, you know, like I like discovering new things. So that's why I think that I'm able to like put different vibes and feels in my music, you know. I really go off the vibe, you know, like off of like how I flow.
I feel like that's how most people are these days too. It's a vibe thing,
you know, and so, you know, like being able to do all of that and having good quality music that, you know, I think I have, and doing these shows. Like I said, I was able to do the Jazz Fest this year. I was able to do Festival Été de Québec this year as well, and the festival, fashion festival, Mode Design. So like I went out, I did my things here, and came back, and I got some recognitions from some pretty big festivals here.
So that's the thing. Like I find a lot of the festivals that do it here, whether it's the Jazz Fest or even like Just for Laughs, like when it comes to like the homegrown talent, they really want them to branch out and go to other places and make a big enough name for themselves so that when they bring them in here to like these prestigious like art situations, events that you have with Jazz Fest and Just for Laughs, it's like you have to have that following already with you for them to like bring you in.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were able to actually do that and really just situate yourself as, like I'm a legitimate artist doing this shit, taking it seriously, taking it across and like bringing that following to here. And now you like finally get that exposure here. It's a big thing, man.
That was cool. Yeah. So I'm happy with my year and my EP, but that's I have another EP that's in the works right now. It's gonna be called the Index to Your Inner Thought. The Index to My Inner Thoughts is gonna be called.
It's gonna be another 6 song, or gonna go a bit longer.
I have like 7 or 8 right now, but you never take all of them.
Yeah.
So, but I just started writing again a bit, because I have like writing phases. Sometimes I won't write for a while, but sometimes like I'll just have like this peak of creativity, But it's important not to always like force yourself. So that's why I think I'm able to write good songs, is because I really trust my process, and I know my process. Like if I really know that I'm not gonna be in like the writing mood, or I'm not going to be able to write because I have a bit of like a writer's block, like I'll kind of just like live life, and be okay with not being able to write,
That's the best way to like be able to find your art, because
exactly.
I mean, like even for myself, I went into school, I did like English lit, professional writing, all this stuff. And you just, at times you will get that hardcore writer's block where just something as simple as just putting 10 sentences down is like one of the hardest things, even if you have all your notes there, and to know that there's times where you just go for a walk, look around, and just let whatever like the first thing you see is probably like how fast is the bus going by, or like how many people you've seen on this walk, or how many people you haven't seen, like little things like that to just kind of like spark your inner thoughts again. And like it's a good way of like going about getting that experience, and that inspiration.
You gotta inspire yourself. So working on some new music. I'm in school right now to become to work better with my mixing and my sound engineering stuff, and I'm just really investing in myself as an artist, and here for the marathon, man. So I'm here to stay, here to make music, here to learn about music, and here to better myself and to better my music all the time.
Sick, man, sick. Any questions you want to jump in on here, Jason?
I'm just dealing with a little technical difficulty behind here. If you don't hear me talking.
Okay, so it's you as well. All right, I wanted to find out because because I was noticing the live stream. It kept like it would go up for like a couple minutes and then just cut out.
Yeah, Facebook is Facebook.
So I guess we just cut out the live stream altogether for this, or
it's here up and down, up and down.
Bringing you guys behind the screen
as long as it's recording, but we're recording.
Yeah, no, we're recording, so it's good. Like. I'm just, sometimes you got to let the people who were on the live stream, I hope they jump over to the podcast when we release it and just know it. We didn't just cut them off, Some of them, like, they usually want to like jump in with questions and things of that nature. So,
no, but in terms of questions, I wanted to ask, what was your favorite city to perform in? Like that you
Paris.
Paris. Any reason why?
Paris, because I'm born in Paris.
Okay.
And my bigger shows were in Paris as well.
Okay.
And I love that city because it's so inspirational when I go there. I have quite a few musician friends in Paris too, so I really get to jam till like 6 a.m, like with like guitars and cheap wine, and just kind of be out in the streets of Paris. And it's an amazing city to get inspired from. The architecture is beautiful over there. Like things are, it's it's Paris, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the hub of culture of the world. So you know, if you're able to embrace that, and if you're able to embrace that of Paris, it could take you a long way in your arts and the food. The food's amazing there too.
What do you think in like Paris that Montreal could learn from in terms of being, because you know they always say Montreal is a very artistic city.
Yeah.
In all of Canada, or it's very everything.
It is.
What do you
It's
think,
probably the most.
Yeah. What do you think is like the main difference, or what can Montreal learn from them artistically speaking?
Art is a bit like arts and culture is a bit cheaper over there. It's more accessible, you know.
Okay.
Like the grand museums of Musée d'Orsay and the Louvre are like €9, you know, which converts to like 14, 12 bucks. But over here, sometimes it's like $20 to go to the museum, or like to do like.
Yeah, it's a bit more expensive.
It's not that expensive, but if there's one main thing, because you know I'm not gonna try to be like, oh well, Montreal should be more like Paris. Like it's not the same.
Yeah. So
there's like 10 million people over there. But if there's one thing, is that they do make things kind of free and accessible most of the time.
That was I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think because a lot of the things is more accessible in Paris, it makes getting inspiration a lot more easier over there as compared to over here?
Yeah.
Like for artists over here in Montreal, like I know that you don't really hear too much about Montreal artists as compared to like Toronto or something like that.
But you do though, just not in the hip hop
Not
genre,
in hip hop,
maybe.
yeah,
You know?
but in the other,
but like you know, indie rock and stuff like that. Like there's producing, you know, like high classified K Tronada, Tommy Cruise, like you know.
There's a lot, especially when it comes to the producers. You hear a lot of them.
Producers, A-Track.
Yeah.
What's the other guy's name? Anyways, but yeah, sorry.
It's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just and you know what? You always feel appreciated more when you leave, you know.
No, that's definitely.
And then like the people there, like, oh, well, you're from here, and you know.
Yeah.
So it's
like when
not
they're
easy to make it in
you,
Montreal, man. That's for sure.
So
especially
like
in English hip hop, like it's not easy, you know.
No, and that's the crazy thing too, because like there's such limitations here, especially when it comes to just what's being allowed to be put on in like, let's say like Montreal radio and things of that nature, that you really do have to branch out to those markets that are going to be working for you. Because if the market for English rap here isn't that big, not many people are going to want to push it, you know, because they know they're not going to get the consumership that they want. So most people, what do, they go over to Toronto, go down to New York and
LA.
Push it over there. Yeah, LA as well. But like they'll do that rather than just like stick here and try to force it here, because it's not going to work out that way, you know?
Yeah.
Because even when like you mentioned K Tronada, like, even though for a certain amount he was known here, just because like maybe the parties he would do and things of that nature, it's like he really got big when he decided to go over to Europe. Yeah. You know, and like when he started like pushing his stuff out there and doing shows out there, that's when he like dude, you get into like one or two boiler rooms and you smash it, like it's a wrap.
His boiler rooms are classics. Bro.
Yeah, like it's
the girl in front of he has some funny boiler room people doing funny things. You can check out some videos like funniest boiler room moments.
Definitely with him.
That shit is hilarious.
No, I've seen a few of his boiler rooms and like fucking kills it. Another person, Lunas, he's another one.
Lunas, yeah, exactly. That's who I was looking for. He kills as well. He's insane too. Yeah. Shout out to Montreal for all the art, man. You know, like I went to Toronto because my grandparents live in Toronto. Yeah. So recently, in the past year and a half, I've been going a lot. You know, and every time I go, I have dinner with my grandparents. And like, we'll finish dinner around 8, you know. And I stay at my aunt's house, and she lives in Beaches, so it's not that far from downtown, you know. So I go out, you know. I've been going out, and I've always wanted to give I've never wanted to be biased towards Montreal, you know. Yeah. But Montreal scenes, the art scenes and the music scenes,
there's something for everyone, man.
Better than Toronto, you know,
or
just more accessible, because I keep going to like the same bars. I want to go to like they don't have like a cypher like we have here, like Thursday nights. Yeah, you know, like I don't know. It was just I don't know, man. I give Toronto its chance, and it's a nice city. It's a cool city. It's a big city. It's expensive. And it's not really, it's not, the architecture is dull. Like, it's just a bunch of houses and they kind of all look the same everywhere in the city. And yeah, I don't know. I have gonna have to mark some points for Montreal there, man.
No, the one thing about Montreal too is like I feel like one, you have like such a deep history with it when it comes to like just the beginnings of the country, and then on top of that, when you look at what Montreal's been able to do as far as the small communities within it, they've always managed to make sure there's something for everyone, you know? And whether you're on the east end of the city or you're over on like the west end, there's shit to do. There's places to go. There's communities
Not sure there's
to
shit
be
to do on the west end, bro.
Well, as far as like, if we're comparing like nightlife style, definitely not. Like, because it's a lot more residential there, but there's still like things within, like community wise, you could do there. And
I'm just hating.
yeah, it's like when you look around in Montreal as a whole, like whatever community you're part of, whatever lifestyle you're part of, like there's literally a section of the city where you can go and find that and be welcomed in that and enjoy yourself within it. You know, that's one of the things that Montreal's done pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if there's any other questions we have as far as your music career goes, so we could just. Unless you got anything else, Jason?
No, I don't have anything.
You feeling satisfied?
Yeah, if anything comes up,
People go listen to the Half Full EP. It is on Spotify because that's where I've been bumping it.
It's on everything.
Smart man, he put it on everything.
Yeah. Watch out for the brand new EP coming out very soon. I'm gonna have a music video coming out very soon, and just new music coming out. You know.
Yeah. And what are your socials so the people know?
Oh, L.TEEZ. So L.TEEZ is spelled L.T EEZ. So go check that out. It's L.TEEZ official on Instagram, L.TEEZ on Facebook, and L.TEEZ on YouTube. Check that out. I got a dope So Far sounds I did in Paris, a cappella. So bunch of cool stuff, man. I have a video also that I shot in Tokyo. No Name. So the first song of the EP, I shot it in Tokyo. So there's some super aesthetics in there. So go check that out. And
nice. Don't worry, we will remember to repeat it again.
No, for sure. I'll definitely be posting on my social media when it comes out, man. It's dope shit, bro. All right, so we talk about the elections that just happened here in Canada.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about that.
Are you guys happy with the results?
I am.
I am too.
I'm okay with it. Without giving away who I voted for. Yeah. I expected a minority government for the Liberals. Just because I looked at the whole conservative situation and just how a lot of people are very economy minded when it came to this whole discussion of in the debates and things like that. Like I felt like conservatives would actually have a bit more of a leg up than people would have expected. The one thing that shocked me though was just how many seats the Bloc got. Like not
Shout
that
out to Bloc.
You know, like I was literally shocked that they ended up in like the third position.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either.
No, I am. Like I didn't expect NDP to grow. I
think they
felt
lost. Like they didn't really grow.
Yeah, no, they dropped down. What was it from 44 to 24?
Yeah, they lost like 20 seats.
They lost like, which I expected. It's just the dip that they made, especially like considering a lot of the spaces that they lost here in Quebec. That was a bit more shocking.
Listen, the whole issue with that is because the reason why Quebecers did not vote. A lot of people might not want to hear this, but the Jackson has a turban, and a lot of Quebecers didn't want to vote for him.
Did you see what the guy told him?
That's 100%.
Did you see that video clip?
Yeah,
I just saw it yesterday. The guy's like, "Hey, si je serais toi, je couvrais le turban comme ça." Yo, like this guy really.
It's like
in front of the cameras, like the cameras were rolling.
Like you're in Canada, you'll look more Canadian if you do that. And it's
if
like,
you cut off your thing, that is fucked up.
What does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean? Like,
well, that means take off your turban and
like
look like us if you want to be Canadian. Yeah.
As Jagmeet's walking away and just telling him, have a good day. It was nice seeing you. It was like when in Rome you do as the Romans do and all this shit. Like, yo, fuck out of here.
He's like, Canadians look all different. Every Canadian looks different. I think he told him. Yeah. Shout out to Jagmeet though, but I think he had the best campaign, because even if he didn't win all the seats, there's a lot of momentum with Jagmeet right now that's gonna go into the next 4 years and stuff like that. So I don't know, man.
If it gets to 4 years, they could vote for like next.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It really depends on if he can make strides as far as pushing the party forward. And
I think he will, man. He's a smart guy.
No, and the thing is, like, as far as like the communities go in his favor. Like a lot of people are looking for diversity. A lot of people are looking for something that's completely different from the status quo, you know, like the prototypical white male politician, you know, like, so I feel like it would be bad for the NUP to try to switch out of that in the immediate. You know, keep riding with what Jagmeet Singh is bringing to your party.
He's bringing the youth and like the...
And that's exactly it. Like, you got to look at it as a position of right now, there's still a lot of baby boomer people that are voting out there that are keeping with those old ideals.
Wipe them out. All of them.
I won't go as... You know, fucking wipe
well,
them
they're
out.
gonna die. They're gonna die anyways. So
and that's the thing. It's like
everyone
I feel
dies.
like at a certain point, as it stands, it's more of a just be a bit more patient if you're NDP, because where we are heading, he will literally be that perfect candidate for what they're trying to push forward.
I'm saying there's two big losers in this whole election thing that happened: Andrew Scheer and Elizabeth May for the Green Party.
Yeah, well, and look, it's even when we had our friend Zach, who was representing the People's Party of Canada, we even had that conversation of just what the Green Party were trying to propose as far as literally just strip away fossil fuels completely and then make all these changes into like reusable sources. It was just the amount it would cost the people wasn't reasonable.
Oh, and I want to give like a quick shout out to Zach. Shout out to Zach. You ran for it. You didn't win, but you believe what you believe, and we all disagree.
That is true.
But you did what you had to do,
like,
and
I had a nice
doing it.
private conversation with Zach outside of what was going on with him representing the People's Party of Canada, and like I get why he went with them, and I understand. Now he's in a position where he's learned how the political scheme works out and like what are the ins and outs and behind the scenes, and you know, wherever he decides to go with his platform for the future, I wish him all the best.
Yeah, I'm proud of him for doing it.
I know deep down what his ideals are and what he wants to bring as far as his politics goes.
And the thing is, we know him as a person, so we know how he is, we know who he is, and even though we disagree on little things like that, I'm very proud of him for doing it. And you know what, just do your best next time.
But that's what democracy is based on: is our people's beliefs. You know, like that's why I have like I'm on the left. I vote left. You know, like I'm a left guy, you know. But the issue I have with the left a lot of times, especially in the States, is that they always think that it has to be this way. Yeah. You know?
Well, especially like, in the States like, with the two parties.
Yeah, you know, it's like, oh, if you don't, you know, the rest are their shit, you know? But like the basis of like democracy is to be able to have people that have different ideals and to express your ideals, and whoever meets those like ideals that say like, oh, well, I think like him, you know, like it's in your right, obviously not to go like too extreme after, you know, like, but that's why I hate the People's Party. I think it's, I don't hate them, that's a bad word, but
you
like I don't
strongly disagree with them.
I disagree with their views and their values, you know, but I'm not going to be like, well, you shouldn't do any of this. Like, no, like, you know, like if this is what you think and this is what you believe, run your campaign and let's see what's happening. You know?
Exactly. And I mean, the people pretty much spoke on it.
Yeah. And Andrew Scheer. Me personally, I don't trust anyone that grins while he talks seriously. I
looks like a crazy weirdo.
Pretty much feel by next election, he will not be the leader of the Conservative Party.
No, man.
He just... A lot of people just, you look at certain people like that where when we are talking about something that's very serious, I don't want to see you looking so joyful and cheerful. Like that's creepy as fuck.
Creepy.
He's you know, like we're having a serious conversation. Like look me down the barrel, essentially. You know, like it's serious. Like let me know that in your mind and in your body, the way you feel about this is equal or greater than how I feel about it, you know?
Like be human, basically. Yeah.
And it's just like every time you watch him speak about, you know, like we're gonna make the economy great for the Canadian citizens, put money back in their pocket, it's always like wide-eyed and joyful. Like, do you even believe the things you're saying right now? Like, because I don't feel like you do.
He doesn't. That's what he's saying. It's like it's talking points. So essentially, he's just saying what's scripted to him, and he doesn't.
Very robotic.
It's like it's not believable. And as much as you can knock Justin Trudeau for being very joyful, we've also seen him angry, sad, joyful, and we see him in different emotions. Andrew Scheer is always the grin. And that's it.
And I think he has no personality either, you know.
No,
so like,
that
and it's too bad because the election was there for the taking. I'm sure if the Conservatives had a better candidate than Andrew Scheer, they could have done a lot more damage.
And that's the thing that I looked at as well, because the platform that he was running on and the things he wanted to do, I think a lot of people would have been down to do that.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of you're looking at this guy that you just don't feel like what they're saying is actually going to happen.
Or relate to him in like any way.
Yeah, and like when you look at someone like Justin Trudeau, it's like, yeah, you have the whole blackface scandal come up, but the one thing that he also had in his back pocket was the fact that he has literally gone through every single community there is to see in Canada, and he's connected with them in one way or another.
Another thing is that just like he did when he first got elected, I think he's more believable as a person. I'm not sure how he is as a person, Justin Trudeau. From what I'm seeing, he seems like a decent person to me. He was in the Metro, he was in the Jerry Metro this morning as everyone rush hour morning, shaking everyone's hand like he did the first time election. So he's actually went out to thank the people of his riding that, you know, thank you for believing in him and everything like that. Which is what you have to do when you're a politician.
And that's
you have to
exactly
go out and meet
like
people personally.
like the whole thing of politics, it's not so much just bringing the policies forward, but you have to connect to the people and make them believe you'll do it.
You represent the people. You have to have their best.
You know, like I have to literally look at you and say, yeah, that's a guy that I know. If I meet him,
he's gonna represent.
It's not gonna be a brush off. It's like he's gonna have that conversation with me. He's gonna hear the good I have to say about him as well as hear the shit I have to say about him.
I think he broke the world record of selfies though, because everyone was just taking selfies with him though. But
you know what? But that's the type of appeal he has to the point where he can literally say, yeah, I a few times wore blackface, and the people say, you know what? You made a mistake.
Yeah, we want him to do good here, you know?
You know what I'm
he
saying?
keeps fucking up, but like I like him, you know. His father was a great man.
But that's the thing, he's
like,
fucking human.
He's good with people and like, you know, like he's a good presence.
What are you hiding?
Yeah.
If you're
whether
too perfect,
you like him or not, you can't deny the way he's able to literally just connect.
Yeah.
And
people like him.
That's one of the things that I feel like a lot of candidates forget is like you still have to connect with the people.
And I think Jagmeet Singh is kind of the same way as well.
Yeah.
But that personality of him came out way too late for him to
and
actually gain
that's
seats
one of the other
everything
things I wanted to say about Jagmeet. It's like a lot of the things we knew of him early on was just very much trying to put those policies forward and just show like essentially the dice of diversity. I was about to say diversity. The diversity stuff that we see Justin Trudeau doing was a lot of what Jagmeet used to get in. And now that he's in, show that personality as well as bring like concrete policies that we can look at and say, okay, I see where he's going with this. Not just like the talking point policies, you know? If he had really went into like talk about the numbers, talk about where we're going to get money, where we're going to put money and talk about those things is more so than just trying to do the constantly looking at the comparison of Scheer and Justin Trudeau and saying, I'm not that. It's like, okay, we get you're not that. A lot of people looked at you in your turban and said, you're clearly not that. What's your policies that are not that? You know, like if he did a bit more of talking about those points, I felt he would have done a lot better.
Yep.
But I mean, shit, it's done. Minority government for the Liberals.
Yeah.
Let's see how that
I'm
goes.
that though, minority government.
Alberta, no Liberals are there, but let them.
But no surprise either.
Let them drown in their tar sands for like you know how I feel about Albertans. I just think it's completely irresponsible that you as a province, Alberta and Saskatchewan, were making billions of dollars for 10 straight years, and when you have a bad moment, now all the money's disappeared. Like where did all that?
It's been bad though, and they're waiting on the Trans Mountain pipeline, which I don't think should be built.
No, I don't think it should be built.
Crazy.
A lot of people have already said, you know, like we know what happens with pipelines, especially ones that are this big, and the problems
Leakages,
and natural like it's basically a natural, not natural death, but a disaster to natural habitats waiting to happen. Like that's all it is.
The reason I really think like what other alternative other than the pipeline you can use. That's how I see it.
You have to transfer your economy. Like instead of making pipelines, how about we give Alberta solutions on how to have like a different type of energy thing to
I don't think they want any part of that.
No, they're not going to want any part of it just because the oil that they have is still a money pit.
Yeah, and
Like they'll never just turn away from it
be
and try
like,
to
hey,
find the
like, okay,
alternatives.
let's not work on oil.
Yeah.
You know, they'll never do that, but it's about transitioning. You know,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be like a cold turkey thing. Like, okay, one day to the other, like we're just gonna stop selling oil. You know, like so. Yeah, you should continue, but
don't-
like kind of transition into like a greener energy. You know,
I personally don't mind the pipeline thing because the alternative is taking the train, and no one wants that to happen
Yeah,
because
no,
because you don't want another Lac Mégantic accident where it's blowing up in the middle of a town, or you don't want oil passing through a town and then an even bigger accident can happen, or if you're like a car, like anything can happen. I think it's easier to
As far as
to do the
transporting
pipeline.
it,
Yeah.
that is like the safest way, but at the same time we know it's also the most common way that these disastrous spills happen as well. You know,
Yeah, it's true.
It's really just like the catch-22 of we're going to protect the citizens by making this pipeline and keeping it away from them, but it's like if anything goes wrong,
yeah.
we know exactly what's going to happen.
Built, though, you know, like if you work with the indigenous communities, like I was watching some stuff, and that stuff was passing through like water that like feeds the whole indigenous community, you know.
Yeah, which
and then
is
that
a
thing
huge
bursts, and
issue.
they have no water. The fish that they eat, you know,
you really think about the fact that there's so many indigenous communities currently that don't have clean drinking water, and now you're putting a situation where you're putting a pipeline through that if something happens to it, it will completely destroy more indigenous people's communities'
but a
water
lot of
supplies.
them,
It's like,
a lot of
what
the
are we doing?
communities, they want the pipelines. A lot of them accepted the building of the trans mountains because it brings them jobs. You know, like if you ever been to a reserve, it's like, you know, it's not the best.
Yeah, that's the catch-22 of it. You know, we know economically speaking what it can do as far as providing jobs and what that source of income will be once it's actually officially done. Like we know that, and it's undeniable at this point what that situation could bring. It's that being the good, and then also it's the bad that comes with it. If we know if anything happens,
a
lot of reserves, a lot of natural habitats could be completely destroyed.
Is it worth it? You know,
that's the question. Is it worth it
to build a pipeline? I think it's worth it, but what has to happen is that you need to, as much as I mock Alberta and stuff like that, I understand that that's part of their economy, but they also have to, the local provincial government and local government need to start educating their workers on transitioning into other alternative sources of energy.
No,
so even if you're
to.
working on pipelines and something, okay, let's say we don't want to work in pipelines in the next 50 years. Start transitioning people to learn wind turbines, green biofuel, all that kind of stuff. And you do it. It's going to take time. It's not going to. It's not going to happen overnight.
And resources.
Yeah, it's going to take time and resources. It's not going to happen overnight, like you said. But once you start making that push, it's gonna get better. But they have to be willing to accept.
Well, I mean, because even for here, it's been a transition that we're seeing gradually happen. I mean, I don't know how many of them you noticed, but around NDG now, there's a lot more of those charging stations for electric cars.
Yeah.
You're seeing them literally all over the place now, especially if you go along Sherbrooke and Monklin.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of them that are just like every couple blocks, you'll see like two on one side, two on the other side. You know,
there's a lot more electric cars now.
Yeah,
so
I mean, like
you got
it
by the rate of
a lot of more people buying Teslas since they made them a lot cheaper. You got like this small little like the Go cars, those eco
Car-to-goes and shit.
Yeah, Car-to-go, and like you're seeing a lot more of them just out on the roads now, especially here in Montreal. So, I mean, that transition can happen. It's just in a place like that where they have just been so dependent on fossil fuel. And
don't be a douche. Don't buy a Ford F-150 if you're just gonna go down the block and back. don't pollute like a maniac.
No, I mean that's just the issue, man. It's a matter of just at what point are they going to realize what they really need versus what they've been told they need, you know?
Yeah.
And figuring that out and then making that transition happen so that you don't have to build this pipeline or even use the fossil fuels for anything other than just like pushing it out.
And it's for their good too, because more and more of the world is going to an alternative fuel source other than oil. Yeah. So why can't you guys be at the forefront? Because by the time you guys make the switch, you'll be like, oh shit, everyone's electricity or biofuel. We're still doing petrol. No one wants to buy from us.
If their economy plummets, it plummets, man.
You're going to tank your own economy. Better just get started.
They were warned.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the best thing there is right now. My Lakers gonna whoop that ass on the Clippers.
Oh, they're playing the Clippers tonight?
Tonight, yes.
Get the fuck out of
Tonight.
Oh
here.
shit, we gotta get out of here. Let's
Tonight,
just cut this
so-
right now.
Tonight they're playing the
Oh my
Clippers.
god. Really?
I don't even know if Orlando's playing tonight.
No one
I've been-
cares.
I've been
Orlando?
I've been so
That's
yeah,
your
man.
team?
I'm a Magic fan. Been since the 90s.
Dude
Laugh
said,
all you want.
Is that your team?
Been since the 90s. I've been
Maybe you had like
holding
a
it down.
cousin that plays on it or some shit. Like, yo, I'm about to check my cousin.
Hey,
play.
I actually know somebody who plays out of there, so at least I got that. But no,
Well,
I've been a fan of theirs since like the Penny and Shaq days. So like I stick with it, man. That's my squad.
I
It is what
am
it
a
is.
Laker true and true.
I'm a Spurs fan.
A Spurs fan.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard these years,
Hey man,
man.
everybody likes
Hey,
what they
Spurs-
like, bro.
We're used to being a dynasty, you know? It's
Dynasty? You guys
Kind
haven't
of
even won-
dying.
Whoa. The Spurs have never won back-to-back championships.
So
ever.
they've won like
they
5
still dominated
championships
a
in
decade,
15
man.
years,
But
man.
not back-to-back.
They've been going to the
Dude, they-
playoffs for 21
they were
straight
relevant for a decade.
years.
The
That's pretty
Lakers
damn
in
good.
that
It's a
in your-
dynasty.
in your dynasty, Lakers have won 3 back-to-back and 2 back-to-back within your dynasty.
No, not
Yeah?
2 back-to-backs.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
yeah,
won
2 back-to-backs.
2 back-to-back and a
One-
3 back-to-back with Shaq
Yeah.
and Kobe.
But the Spurs dynasty lasted longer, though.
No,
there was
it
more
is.
longevity in it.
did.
Yes.
Longevity is back-to-back titles.
There was definitely
No, that's not. No,
more
that's
longevity
that's
in
like
theirs.
short time. You know, like the Spurs have been they won in 2004 versus the Pistons, and then when they beat the Heat like in 2016. You know, with the same players with Mr. Big Fundamentals. Come on, Tony Parker, what's good? Manu Ginobili, you already know what it is, man. Come
Please.
on, man. The best big three ever to live. Come on.
What?
Yes, sir.
The best big
The
three
best
ever?
big three. The most playoff wins is a big
Yeah,
three
this
in the history of the NBA.
blasphemy. This is blasphemy.
I mean, he's hitting you with next gen stats here.
Next
Spurs
gen stats.
Nation.
Please, Spurs.
We will make the playoffs
Until the
this
Spurs
year.
win back-to-back championships, I don't want to hear anything about the Spurs about a dynasty. That's not a dynasty.
You don't like how we passed it around the perimeter.
Please. It's horrible.
Oh man.
According to our producer here, Tyler, the Knicks are going to win the championship.
Ooh.
I have no idea how that's
They're
going to
playing
happen.
the Spurs tomorrow. The Knicks.
I respect Tyler for picking
What?
the Knicks as
No,
his team. No, the same way he picked the Browns, he picked the Knicks. He just looked at the rankings, saw who was the bottom team, and was like, "That's my team."
Hey, listen.
So I respect him for picking the Knicks that way because not a lot of people are going to look at the last place team and be
Tyler.
like, "That's the one."
Tyler, we love you, but it's one thing in picking the Browns, but actually putting your hopes in the Knicks is like
That's crazy.
it's putting your
You're
hopes
the
in the Knicks.
Knicks. Come on.
That is
Knicks?
crazy though.
Is that his team at least?
RJ
Yeah,
Barrett.
that's his team.
That's it. Okay, so that's your
That's his
team.
team.
And you rep your team.
You gotta
bro.
respect it,
You gotta
man.
rep your team, man. I respect
I
that.
think Orlando will go to the playoffs again. It'll
Shout
be
out to
great.
RJ Barrett, Canada. Is
Shout
he
out
from
to-
Brampton? Is he
Are they
from
still
Brampton?
calling him Maple Mamba?
Maple Mamba? I like that. Yo, he's gonna go off, man. He's gonna be good.
No, I think he is going to have.
He
a good
better not
season.
be another Anthony Bennett though.
No,
Y'all forgot about
Oh my
Anthony
God, no, I
Bennett.
hope
he
Eh?
plays in the D League now, I think, or
Yo,
the
he
G League.
got- he got
as long
cut
as he's
this
better
year.
than Wiggins, he's good.
Nah, you
Yeah,
know
Wiggins
what? I
is
think
better than
Wiggins
Wiggins
is
is
gonna
good.
have a nice little career.
You know, last year I heard he was going to have like a nice little season. I'm still waiting on it. He until he stops
Yeah.
disappearing in the middle of the games.
Wiggins is trash though, but he's
He's
doesn't give
athletic,
effort.
you know.
He's
He doesn't
always
give
good for
effort,
like the
you know?
the first like 12 to 15 minutes of a game, and then after that he like disappears.
Is he a scrub?
I think he's a waste.
Is he a
Like
Conway
at a certain
Brown
point, you got to
scrub?
call him a waste, man. Like all the potential, like we heard everything
the
about
hype.
him coming.
He had
up,
all the
mad
hype.
and he hasn't lived up to any of it, man.
Who came out in his draft class though? I can't remember who came out. In his
Wiggins.
draft. I'll look and see. I'll check it out.
Yeah, okay.
Give
Let's
me a
do a
second.
quick. Yeah, I don't even.
You guys keep talking. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I don't remember. What,
I'm so
season did he come
disappointed in the.
He came in what 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
no, like
4
4 or
or 5
5, man.
Yeah?
He's been
But that-
lame.
even at that, let's say it was 5 seasons, man. Like if you've been in the league for 5 years and the
I think Okafor was in the same draft.
might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find it. Don't worry.
But no, like I just
But it's too bad they're not better. I thought the Timberwolves would be good with Tom Thibodeau there and Jimmy Butler.
I think a lot
and
of
Karl
people did
Anthony
too.
Towns.
I
I thought
think-
they were gonna be nice, man.
I think
They
the
were
one
just
thing that
trash.
really stifled him was, you know, you had Flip Saunders who was there, and then like when he had to leave and that fell apart. I think that's really what shifted the team to a point where it's like they kind of lost the identity of what they wanted to do, because like Flip really knew what he wanted to do with all those young guys, and And like we all know Flip Saunders is just one of those guys, like you give him a young team and like he made them stars, you know, like he just knew how to use that young talent. But yeah, once he passed, it was just like, what are these guys doing? Like, what's the direction? And I think that's what really stifled them a lot.
I think the Raptors are going to be okay this year. I think they're going to make. Well, they're obviously going to make the playoffs. But
I still think they're a playoff team.
I think they could do an Eastern Conference Finals push.
I still think they're in a position like they could end up 4th, 5th. Just looking at like the other teams, like I think Miami stepped up a lot, getting Jimmy Butler and like the way they
lost Hassan Whiteside though.
Dude, that was good. Whiteside isn't good, bro.
What?
Dude, he would get killed by all like the real.
Whiteside is nice, bro.
Nah,
he's a
dude,
good.
Look at his numbers against Al Horford. Look at his numbers against Embiid. Look at his numbers even against Vucevic. The dude would always get yammed up, bro. Really? He is Whiteside. The best thing Miami did was get rid of Hassan Whiteside, bro.
You got rid of him?
Yeah,
he's with the Trailblazers, if I'm not mistaken.
Like they got rid of him. Yeah. They're you are out of here. We're tired. They looked at his numbers against Embiid and they're like, yo, this guy dominates you every time. You're
When did that happen though?
This offseason.
Oh, this offseason? Wow.
They traded him.
Yeah, Trailblazers. Yeah.
All right, so
but I think Milwaukee's still going to be good too.
Let me tell you
Milwaukee's going to be. No, they lost Brogdon.
But still, they still got Middleton, man. They still got Middleton. Like they're going to be nice.
They're going to be all right.
All right,
I think Toronto's still going to be better than them.
Let me tell you,
Philly's going to be nice.
Right.
Philly
got the.
Philly might be okay.
You got the draft class.
Yes, I have the draft class. So this was everyone who was in their draft class. So we have Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker second, Joel Embiid.
Oh,
so Embiid's already better.
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon.
He's nice.
Is better.
Take a draft class.
My boy.
Dante Exum was supposed to be good, but he got hurt.
He's supposed to be nice.
It's the injury that messed him up.
Marcus Smart. Good.
Nice.
Better.
Julius Randle, I could say.
Yeah.
Better.
Puts in more effort than him. Nick Stauskas.
Yo, he just got a new contract. Another Canadian.
Who's Stauskas with?
Stauskas is with.
Can't remember who he's with now.
With the fucking Pacers. He's with the Pacers and he just signed a new contract for like 4 years. Got a bunch of money. NBA contracts are crazy.
I'm just looking to see who else was in. James Young, Tyler Ennis.
Tyler Ennis is nice.
Who else?
Basically, a lot of people that were better than the number 1 pick.
I'm just looking to see who else was. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh, he's really good, bro.
Glenn Robinson III, okay.
All right.
And Jordan Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson was 46.
Where is he now, Jordan Clarkson?
He was still with the Cavaliers, but he was 46.
He's Cavs. He's Cavs.
He was nice.
Basically, it's like he went first overall, and like he hasn't lived up to the hype at all.
He's like the 6th, 7th best out of all of those people.
I would say 8th, 9th. Like I'd put him lower. He's not that good, and the biggest reason he's not good is because he literally disappears in games.
He can't really shoot either that much.
He's worked on his mid range. He never had the long range. He was mostly like a mid range inside player. Like that's always been his thing. And like with the wingspan, everybody thought coming into the NBA, working with these coaches, it's either he's going to shoot over him, but more even on the defensive side that he would have picked up as well. And like his defense hasn't improved. Like he's still pretty much the same. Like got to get everything on the inside and maybe get like a short jumper here and there. But other than that, like. You haven't really seen true development out of him.
You guys think that Simmons is going to start hitting down those threes this year?
I doubt it.
You hit one? You see the one he hit in the preseason game and the whole bench went crazy?
That drives me nuts. It's like, you don't have to be a good shooter in Simmons' position. You just have to take threes. Because once you start taking threes in games, miss all of them. Who cares? Just take them so that the defense still has to respect you on the line.
They would back off so much.
Like, he'll be at the 3-point line and they're literally like 10 feet away from him because they know he's not taking the shot.
It's crazy.
Like they always play like zone defense and like double team the guy on the low post when he's up there because it's like, you're either going to drive it in and try to take a short jumper or you're going to try to drive it in and do a pass out. You know, like we're not going to play up on you when you're on the perimeter.
As soon as he gets a shot, but I'm more convinced if Giannis gets a shot, he'll be better because they both not really have a shot. But if one of them were to get a shot, Giannis or Simmons, I think Giannis could be probably the best player who ever lived if he could start hitting threes.
Like if Giannis can hit jumpers, because when he's in the post, when he's in the paint, he dominates. Like
Joel Embiid can stop him. Joel Embiid been stopping him.
Yeah, he gives him work.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like Joel Embiid is also all-star like one of the top number 5s in the league. Like if he's giving Giannis work, it's understandable because there's not many people.
Ibaka gave him the work. Fucking
Dude, Ibaka's a
Kawhi.
fucking.
Well,
he's a
Toronto
freak,
gave
bro.
him the work, right?
Yeah,
he got the
but
work.
The one thing that
versus
Toronto did
the
well is
Raptors.
like they just beat up on him.
Oh man,
You know, like,
he wasn't going anywhere. He
Anytime
ran into
he was
walls
in the paint, they crashed him. Like we're gonna beat you
Yeah.
up. You got to
Yeah.
fight through all of
Yeah.
us. Like they did that smart.
Yeah.
But it's like when you look at someone like Embiid, like he's just a dude that. Yeah, I can see how he got the best of Giannis on the paint. Like he gets the best of damn near everyone in the league in the paint. Like that's one thing Embiid does well.
Yeah.
You know, but if you get Giannis, it doesn't even have to be a 3-point shot. Just give him like a nice 15-foot jumper. And really just be
Backboard.
knocking those, you know, like from the free throw line, you know, like just hit those. He will dominate, man. Like his offense would just hit another level.
Yep. Just waiting for my Lakers though to win the championship this year.
I think LeBron fucked up though with that comment he made on the whole.
Oh man,
Oh, we talked about
You guys
yeah.
talked about it last time.
I mean, like we can always go back because I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty much what we told you guys, man. Like it's one thing where you want to say, yeah, he should have been thinking about the players because we were the ones who were going out there, but the message he put out did not reveal that, you know, like. And yeah, he had a bit clean up with tweets and like sent out a few tweets to clarify what he was saying. But, you know, considering you had a whole week to make that statement, like you were in China, didn't make any statements, everybody was quiet. Then you came back and now you have the platform. And I think if the smartest thing to do in that situation is just to be like, you know what, I'm not going to comment on it.
Yeah.
Just flat out don't comment on it because we all know what the ensuing issue is. It's money. That's what it is. It's the financial well-being of the NBA, of the players, of the CBA and the contracts and everything. Like we know what it is. So for you to go out there and essentially get mad at somebody who stands for the fundamental values of America, which is like freedom of speech and freedom and democracy, and for you to say like, oh, he wasn't considerate and he shouldn't have said it and he was in the wrong to say it, it makes it look like you're saying democracy and free speech are bad things.
When you think of it, though, he's done so many things too. Like he can get away with that.
Yeah,
like, he just built a school. You know, like okay, LeBron.
I agree. It's like you look at the one side of everything LeBron has spoken out on, everything LeBron has done in the community. It's like I look at it as the smartest thing he could have done was just say no comment because we're not going to get mad at you because you're talking about foreign affairs. You know, or you say you don't want to talk about foreign affairs. Like, it'll be understandable.
Dribble, you know?
Yeah, it's like when it comes to the U.S., yeah, this is where you're from. This is your home. Like when it comes to Canada and things that happen in Canada, I can speak openly and freely as much as I want about Canada. If I speak about things in the U.S., I still have a limitation to it because I don't live there. I'm not in those communities. I don't know those things. I'll still talk about them, but I can understand somebody being like, yeah, there's still that level of separation that I have because I'm Canadian.
Like they were burning his shirts and shit, like out there in Hong Kong. You know?
Well, because they felt unnaturally so. Like, yo,
of course, like,
you're basically siding,
and this guy's
you're siding with the people that are trying to silence us. You know,
this like kind of like dictatorship, which is the like Chinese Communist Party. You know,
Which is why I said the only person that could save this is Kobe. Kobe can save it. Kobe can save it.
You can say Kobe all you want. If there's any basketball star outside of Yao Ming that can save this, it's Stephon Marbury.
Stephon Marbury is his Vaseline
he's a fucking legend in China. He is a legend.
Thank you for reminding me
in
because
China, bro.
Now I'm gonna show that video of Stephon Marbury eating that Vaseline,
dude,
and all that stuff.
Who gives a fuck?
He ate Vaseline?
In China, he's a legend.
He's a basketball.
He could have. It doesn't matter how much Vaseline he ate on webcam, bro.
Kobe's an icon.
When you say Stephon Marbury in China, they fucking love this guy. They've accepted him. He's one of their own. I'm quite sure they even built a statue of this guy in front of the Shanghai arena that he played in. Like, dude, they love him. And he's made multi-millions of dollars there because of it. Like, he's the one.
Shout out to China.
If there's anyone, he's the one.
All right.
How much time are we at now?
Let me just check that and see.
Usually I use the live stream as my timer.
Well, now we're about an hour now. So you like 3 more minutes we have?
All right, so I don't know if we want to talk football. I mean, both our teams lost.
It is what it is.
Pretty much expected.
I don't know how your team lost though.
Because they suck.
But without Patrick Mahomes?
Dude, my team sucks. I don't know how many times I got to tell you they suck. The fact that we had back-to-back wins was a miracle.
Our game
I cheer
was-
for the Broncos, by the way.
Our game got stolen.
I'm not huge on football.
Our team got stolen twice. That was touchdowns on every play in like the last 2 minutes, and all the referees called back. That's the game is it's fixed.
I was really mad at the Eckler touchdown getting called back. That's one that really fucked me up.
But the referee hasn't been the refs haven't been good this season at all. They've been pretty terrible. But
What's going on with? Sorry, Mama.
Go ahead.
With what team you talking about?
Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers. Okay.
Yeah.
Chargers suck.
Here we go. No,
Chargers suck. The Broncos suck.
I had Aaron Rodgers in my fantasy league. This dude got me 60 points alone.
Yeah, that
Aaron Rodgers
fucking
went
nuts.
off. He went off like it was no other. So I'm happy, Rodgers. I'm happy.
And it looks like Danny Dimes is back to being Danny Bust.
Oh yeah, he's trash.
I know Jamali, he loves his Giants, but they stink.
Yeah, Jamal, like that was just that was a hot mess. That was a hot mess.
The Habs are looking nice.
Yes, they are.
They're
Habs?
looking nice, man.
Yes, they are.
But I don't think they need
Our
that
youth
one more
are
play
looking
to push
good.
them. You know,
I
we're
feel like
conceding a lot of goals, man. We're falling behind every game. We're playing catch up
in the
every
defense.
game.
It's in the defense that we got to make an adjustment. But what I'm seeing out of the forwards, the
Looking
chemistry's
nice.
there.
Dry is looking
Dude,
nice,
the,
man.
the young boys are coming up. They're looking nice. Suzuki's doing his thing.
looking nice.
Gallagher, we know what
Yeah,
we get with
know
Gallagher.
what
Like
we're
we're,
doing, man.
it's just
better
the
make the
defense. We got
playoffs
to
this
shore
year.
up.
We
We
better
got to
make
shore up
the
the
playoffs.
defense,
I
man.
am not associating myself with that team anymore. because
Really, you're not a Habs fan?
I have spent
It's our only pro
don't listen
sport
to
that
him.
we have
He
in
loves-
this
he loves
I've
the
city.
Habs.
spent too much money on going to overpriced hockey games with overpriced beer and overpriced.
That's
hot
why
dogs.
you just
Gotta go to
you go to
Desjardins, my
the
G.
bar. You go to the bar. You watch it with your people at the bar. So that way you're not spending
Nah, the games are pretty lit,
$300
though.
on a ticket.
How
not
much?
spending
How
mon-
much?
I don't know how much they are.
Well,
Probably
they're
around
like two bills.
300,
They're like 2 bills.
depending
Too
on where you
much.
sit.
Yeah,
it's a
whatever it
lot.
is too much. I
a
can't
lot.
even sit in the Reds.
No, the concessions is just the most disrespectful thing.
Yeah.
They have the most expensive
$15
beer.
for like
the
a
only
hot
thing
dog.
Dude, like one slice of pizza, like
$10.
fries, and like a small little 10. You think 10? It's like 20,
something
bro.
dollars. 20 something
It's
dollars.
ridiculous. It's like $20 for like a slice.
Man.
In New York, you
Like,
can get
out
a
of your
slice,
mind, bro.
a better slice for like 50 cents in New York, but they're charging half an arm and a leg for a piece of shit they make in like 30
That's
seconds.
the one thing. It's the concessions, man. That's the only thing about the Bell
That's where
Center.
they
Just
make
like
their
the,
money, though.
yeah, it's because they're
I've
ripping everyone
I've
off.
worked at a Bell Center concession
A
during the Habs
freaking
game.
pint
actually.
of beer is $15, bro. 15 for a pint, and it's not even a Euro pint. Ridiculous.
Shout out to the Habs. I think we're gonna make the
But yeah,
playoffs.
I think the Habs, they're doing well. Like I said, man, it's
man.
the defense. That's the only thing they got to fix up. Fix up that defense, and we're gonna be a
He's on
scary,
tonight,
scary
though, Claude
team.
Julia.
man.
If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, I think he's out after.
No, he'll make it, man.
Let's hope. What's his other face? Bargain bin Bergevin is out because he's a terrible GM.
I like him, man. He's
Burger
a
wine?
risk taker, you know.
Risk taker. What risk has he taken?
He hasn't taken enough risks. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's been taking a risk. Come on.
Trading away the best talent in Montreal has ever had in the last
Yeah,
20
that's
something
true.
years for
Like,
a
You gotta
pylon.
move on,
Subban's
Jason.
not
You,
doing all that well.
you gotta move on. You just
Still
gotta
better
move on.
than Weber because Weber is
Weber's
just
nice,
Weber's a
though.
pylon.
That shot.
I don't
Look,
care.
consider we
You
were
be
just saying we need our
ducking down when
defense.
you see his shot.
Weber's defense has been one of the most consistent things that we've had.
Yeah, Weber's nice, man.
Honestly,
And he's not,
we need
he's
more
not going,
defense.
He's not like gonna downgrade anytime. I think he still has like a good 2-3 years.
he has
ahead of
he
him.
has a half a year left. He has
What
half
are you
a-
saying? Burger wine?
Huh?
Burger wine?
Burger. No, Weber.
He has half a year left, and the thing
Well,
is,
how many years does he have left on his contract?
Like 15.
6 more years.
Jesus
Got him on
Christ.
a
There you go.
10-year contract, man.
There you go.
That's a fucking baseball contract.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Starting right the
Fucking
World Series.
Yankees, man.
Yankees. Oh.
And it was a
Look,
walk off too.
I'm
Huh?
full
Lost,
on-
right? They lost, right?
Was it a walk off?
walk-off double.
Oh.
Because stupid Chapman, 2 sliders down the middle at 85 miles an hour. Dude, I could have hit that. Okay?
I would have. You know what I would have done?
I could have hit that.
Not even that. I would have just
They
paid.
won on the 9th inning.
I would have just give Mariano Rivera, take all the money. Come pitch for us right now. Take all the money. I don't care what it is.
I've never in my life been so angry.
I feel sorry for CC.
Like, so angry.
I feel sorry for CC Sabathia because that's how he's ending it. I'm like, damn.
Fucking
But
hell,
they'll be
man.
good next year. They just, I don't care what it is. The Yankees is like a premier team in baseball. That GM should be the best, regardless of whoever it is. You have to pay for pitching. You have to pay.
Yeah.
You need to pay for pitching.
And look, like, you went out, you bought a bunch of hitters in the offseason, and for a good portion, it's like leading into the playoffs, the bullpen was doing their job.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing though that still bugs me about baseball is the fact that they just, every inning, it's like they're changing the pitch, changing the pitcher. It's like, you got to stick with the guy. You got to let him go in there, let him do his thing until he gives off a big run or like lets on a couple guys, like, because his pitching is off. You got to let them sit there.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that's what killed us, man.
Trust in your pitchers and your relievers, and they'll do their job. Just don't switch them up because
That fucking midget Altuve.
midget.
Every year it's him. Every fucking year it's him. This little fuck goes up to the box, and it's a situation where it's like we're feeling good. The pitching's been great,
Hey,
and then he just crushes it.
all I have to tell you is you're lucky we're not in the network because if you said midget now, it would have been something
We're
else.
free agents. We can say what the fuck we want.
You've been flagged.
Yeah, we would have flagged if we had said midgets or something like that.
Midgets is a bad word. I mean, you can't.
It is.
Fuck off.
My cousin. Yeah.
I don't trust anyone that just can walk under my line of sight. I don't like that shit. I'm 6'5". I don't like that shit, man. They spook up on you, man. It's that time of year. Start nibbling on your ankles and shit. Like.
All right, let's
Let's wrap this up, man.
wrap
I'm
this
starting to get
episode.
hungry, bro.
Word, me too.
Once the stomach starts growling, I know it's whatever we have to say. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Lee, for reaching out,
Yes,
for coming
thank you-
out.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for
When you
coming
guys
out,
are
man.
searching for it, like you said, it's L.TEEZ,
L.TEEZ.
L.TEEZ. It's the half full EP. Check that out on all the streaming services. Like I said, thank you so much for coming. Give you a quick little clap up for being here, my brother.
Yeah. Guys,
Tease us your socials.
drop 'em again.
LTEEZ official on Instagram and this LTEEZ on Facebook, and you can find me on YouTube. And shout out to you guys! Congratulations on your 90th episode.
91 this week.
91,
91.
Hundreds around the corner.
Keep it consistent. You know, you guys have a good platform. Like what you guys are doing, and keep pushing, man. This is gonna podcasts are the new things, you know. You guys are just in it, so keep going. It's gonna
Respect, B.
like
Now, as always, you know where you can find us. We're on Twitter and Instagram on Don't Be Mad Pod. We're also on Facebook, Don't Be Mad Podcast. Sorry about the live stream, guys. It was just screwing with us. So, you know what? When that happens, you just
Facebook is
you
cheap.
cut it. You cut it. Either way, thank you guys for listening to Don't Be Mad Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Peace.